Part
I hate
4.
Part 4 and Part... I hate Part 4 and Part 5. Welcome back to our third episode of Hotline Miami. Wow, I'm stumbling over my intro, but I don't care.
Yeah, that actually is going to be kind of
roll with it.
confusing. Episode 3 starts out with the words Part 4.
Yeah, and we start off by getting shot by a freaking another agent of the organization. Yeah, we're working for an organization. The two ultranationalists. The name of the organization is 50 Blessings, and they have other agents working for them.
Wait, so why did you get shot? Wait. Are you...
Because
Wait, are you
reasons. No, we've reached the present now. We were in a coma, and now we've reached the present.
What? I'm so confused.
She's already dead, though. Everything we just played was a coma dream. Meaning all that stuff happened, but that was in the past. But now we're back in the present, where we're in the hospital bed. So we've just caught up to where the timeline begins.
Man, the more I watch this, the more twisted I realize the person who created this had to be. Because, oh my goodness.
It's the 80s. It was acceptable at the time. Also, this is a stealth level, and I keep wondering why I died. Why I keep dying here. It's because when I rewatch the footage, that police officer is no longer looking at the newspaper, and I didn't notice that subtle detail. So I was just like, why do I keep dying? Why do I keep dying? I thought I'd be topical and be like, oh, this is a stealth level.
Bro, you suck.
Well, I didn't know.
No, I feel you.
Like, you have to get past this guy, and there's two doctors walking about where you have to dodge them.
Can they see you through windows?
Yes. This level is the worst because it's a completely different style change. It's stealth, and it's like, this game was not meant for stealth.
Well, I mean, technically it could be. This is probably the best a stealth game could be, in all honesty.
You also have the fact that if you walk too much, you'll have that headache that you have. Your controls are garbage in this whole entire bit.
Yeah, I've noticed the screen shaking.
You walk like you're drunk, where you start swaying from one side to another. Like, your controls are not exact, and that's because you just woke up from a coma.
Like you're hitting the wall right there.
Yeah. And that happens if you walk too much, where you have that headache. It just reminds me of all the different style switches that are in Hotline Miami 2. So speaking of Hotline Miami 2, I think Hotline Miami 2 is not as great as Hotline Miami 1, and that's because Hotline Miami, it's the main focus of this game is the fact that you have different masks that suit your playstyle. But in Hotline Miami 2, you have different characters that have different playstyles, and you'll be forced to play as a character that you may not like playing as.
Well, I mean, in the same, that can happen in a lot of games, not just Hotline Miami. But I guess coming after a precedent that's set that already works, usually if a sequel doesn't work as well as the preceder, it doesn't seem as well formed as a game could be.
Like, here you get the selection of masks that allows you to play whatever you want to play as, whatever your style is. But in Hotline Miami 2, you have different characters you play as, and I swear there's a lot of characters in Hotline Miami 2 that just have a terrible play style. Also, I consider this the worst level of the game because of how big it is. Which, speaking of, again, of Hotline Miami 2, Hotline Miami 2 has a lot of big rooms for no real reason, and that's the reason why I think Hotline Miami 2 is not as great as the first one.
How revamped are the graphics in 2?
They're about the same. Like, they still go for the stylistic Smash TV look. Music, I will say Hotline Miami 2 has the better soundtrack. Music is fantastic in Hotline Miami 2.
So curious, when you bought the game, did it come with the soundtrack, like a downloadable?
No.
Which, I mean, granted, you could probably just get that off YouTube, so...
True.
Why don't you tell everybody what the fuck you gotta say?
That's how I was feeling for this entire level, by the way. Because we're actually killing cops now.
Yeah.
Because we have to find the person who tried to kill us. And figure out why he tried to kill us.
And I'm guessing that's the janitors?
Well, it's the agent that the janitors sent to us. I think it's Richter. The guy who had the rat mask.
So I'm guessing the Richter mask you get after you kill Richter.
Yep.
Okay. So
And
are
his
all
mask,
the
of
masks
course,
in the
gives you-
game? Go ahead.
His mask, of course, comes with the silent Uzi that he killed us with. Killed, in quotes.
Yeah. So do all the masks in the game, are they unlocked via killing the enemy who has it, or are
They're
there like
unlocked
some like
by,
just kill 50 enemies, you get a mask?
They're
Objective
based on how they're based on how many points you get in the level, but there's also some masks you can find in the level. Like you can find the Roberts mask in the level where you find his body.
So it's a mix of everything.
Yeah.
That's
This
good.
again,
That's
this is the
variety.
part. This level I hate the most because you have a very big room where there's just a bunch of dudes with different enemy types.
Wait, why didn't you go get on the ground?
Because I wait for them to wake up so I can just throw the weapon at them so I can ensure that they're dead. But yeah, that happened, and I was like, oh, I should have just done that. What you said. But again, Hotline Miami 2 has this big problem where you have rooms. Well, most of the rooms in Hotline Miami 2 are like this.
Ooh.
Tase me, bro! Don't tase me!
I was about to say, he tased you.
I was gonna say I laughed because that was the fourth time I died and I was like, ooh, I can use that clip now. But again, Hotline Miami has this weird fascination with having bigger rooms with lots of enemies. I swear, there's one level in Hotline Miami 2. It's where you're playing as the detective, as Pardo, and there's like 15 guys in a room. And if you have a gun, which you must have a gun to actually clear that level, if you have a gun and there's no silence guns, when you fire a gun, every enemy in the room will be right on top of you.
Yeah, but I mean, I guess in
And
a way
you
that's
will-
that's the game's way of trying to be difficult, though.
Yeah, but it's by bad design. Like, it's difficult because of bad design. Because you have to, once you will run out of ammo for your first gun, meaning you have to switch out. Meaning as soon as that happens, whoever's on top of you still kill you. It's challenged
Maybe it wants
by
you to be
bad
more stealthy.
design. No, you can't
I mean,
be
you did
stealthy
just-
in that section.
You just did a
can't-
stealth sequence, though. It's preparing you.
Yeah, but that's because that was that level. Like, that's the only stealth sequence in the entire series, that level.
Why are you throwing your gun through
And-
there? Oh.
Because I want to knock out the first guy so I can run over and punch the other guy. So I can knock him out, so I can kill both of them.
With their heads clipping through the wall.
Like, the only stealth sequence that happens in the entire series is the hospital sequence.
Aww.
And you can't use a melee weapon in that sequence with Manny Pardo because you have to deal with the fact that there's big guys in the room. So you have to deal with big guys who will drain your shots, and then you have to deal with the fact that if you fire a gun, 15 guys will be on top of you. It's challenged by bad design. Also, we have another boss, that police detective that's in the middle of the room who will shoot at us, but he's super easy.
You say you should get killed by the mook.
True.
By Guitar Warrior. So what is that from?
Total Distortion. If you ever want to know the name of that song, it's called "You Are Dead." It plays every time you die. And there's another sequence in Hotline Miami 2 where you have to play as the four members of the I can't remember the name of their group. Oh crap. It's been a while since I played Hotline Miami 2, that's the reason why I can't remember the name of their group. The fans. You have to play as the fans who each have a different mask because they're trying to be like Jacket. Because it's like 1 year or 2 years after Hotline Miami 2, so they're using
Wait.
these masks to try
Was
and
that the
relive.
boss?
Yeah. He's in the middle of the room and you can shoot him with a shotgun and it's easy.
Oh, that's pretty dumb.
Bosses aren't this game's strong suit.
Seems
But
like
there's
it.
one level where you play as the fans in Hotline Miami 2, and you have to play as all four of them and one of the members has Tony's mask. So guess what that whole entire bit of that level is?
Fist fight?
And it's also a big room with big dudes and guys with guns. Again, my problem with Hotline Miami 2 is that it's challenged by bad design. Like, it emphasizes the bad design in that Hotline Miami 1 did have, but not a lot of it. Again, the smaller the room in Hotline Miami, the better. And this is just me just losing my gourd because I just completed
your least favorite level?
Because I hate this level. Yeah, it's my least favorite level. I hate this level because it's, again, it's
like
too
you just
big.
throw the gun, pause, then move.
Again, big rooms are Hotline Miami's weakest part. There's also the fact that you have to play as the soldier, and I hate playing as the soldier in a Hotline Miami 2. His mechanic is that you can switch between melee and a gun, but you only get your gun that you picked at the beginning of the level. So you can't pick up other guns, meaning if you run out of ammo, you have to get residual ammo by ammo depots.
Huh.
Deposits. Like, there's a lot of characters in Hotline Miami 2 that I just really don't care for playing as. This level is entirely easy. No, this level is very easy because it's 3 rooms, and each room you can just position the enemies in such a way where you can just do this.
Ha!
Like, it's easy compared to the last level. That is the scariest part of Hotline Miami, by the way, when you have a big dude roaring down on top of you and you don't know if you shot him enough times, so his health will drain out.
It's too bad you can't drive that monster truck. I would love to see that. Like, just running over dudes.
True. So this is another part
that was
where
a missed
melee
opportunity.
is more useful.
Yeah.
Because you have so many dudes. See, it's better if the big rooms are more structured, where it's like, okay, here's a bunch of dudes, and then it's just like, you wait a little while, and there's, okay, here's some more. The problem with Hotline Miami, too, is that they just like throw in big rooms of dudes, where as soon as you fire a gun, everyone's on top of you. So you can't really plan out. Like,
Well,
here,
I guess perhaps if you're
whole...
just moving through as fast as possible, like the intentional way they wanted you to play it, just constantly moving, getting overrun isn't going to be a problem because they're not going to catch you.
Even then, with that in mind, if that's how they want you to play it, there's rooms in Hotline Miami 2 where that is a non-option because you have big dudes, and big dudes, if you don't kill them fast enough, they will soak up damage and enemies can shoot for big dudes. So while you're shooting a big dude, an enemy behind him will shoot you, and it's like, oh. Like, Hotline Miami 2 just... Hotline Miami 2 has some dumb design choices that make it the lesser game of the two. I'm not saying that it's bad or anything, I'm just saying compared to Hotline Miami 1, it's a weaker game. Yeah, now we're in the part of... This is where the story actually kicks back up, because now we're going after the crime, the mob boss, the Russian Mafia. Because that was the whole entire point. We killed Richter, and then we're just like, yo, let's go finish our job of killing Russian mobsters.
Wait, was Richter the boss in the middle of that room earlier?
No, that was just one of the lieutenants of the mafia, the Russian Mafia.
Oh, okay. Richter
was the guy we choked out in the jail cell.
Technically, you're single-handedly just destroying the Mafia.
Yeah. Like, if you think about this like that, holy crap, Jacket is killing how many Russian mobsters? By himself without dying. And next we have the final level where we have another boss that is pretty garbage that I actually managed to do. Oh, and I recorded this the first time, it didn't record at all, so I recorded 2 hours of nothing, and it took me like 15 tries to beat this boss. Here it only took me once. What you have to do is that you have to kill these 2 panthers that take 2 hits with this trophy. So you hit them, you have to throw the trophy to knock out the ninja, and do a ground attack to kill her, and then she drops 3 ninja stars that you have to throw at the mob boss. But the fact is, if you don't do it fast enough, and when I say fast enough, I mean like a millisecond, he instantly shoots you. And I did that in 1 try, and I was just like, oh.
Well, I'm guessing it's because you already knew at that point. Like,
No,
most of the
even
deaths
then,
first time
it's-
around would be from not knowing.
Even then, this boss is random, because sometimes when you throw the knife, it will completely miss, and then you get shot, and it's like, okay. Sometimes throwing weapons are not the best. And then we kill the leader, and then we're just gonna sit out here, take off our mask, and look at a picture and smoke.
He isn't looking at the picture, though. Or is that what he's doing
Which
now?
song bubbles? That's what he's doing right now. And just
Oh.
like that,
When
Hotline
you
Miami
walk away, you don't hear me
Hotline
say...
Miami is over.
Wait, really?
Yeah,
That's it?
yeah.
No, I thought you said there was another character.
What you talking about, Wes? I said nothing.
Huh. Alright,
But
that's the end.
but
Bye.
ser-
Game over.
but seriously, we'll see you in part 4.